Every company has an origin story, and many of these stories started from humble beginnings. From small, rented garages to multi-billion-dollar companies, these companies prove great ideas are still great ideas, no matter where they started. With that, here are 6 companies started in garages. Number 1, Apple. By now, most of us know that an apple is not just a fruit. In fact, for decades now, the company has been in favor with many consumers providing lifestyle products. But at one time, the company was called Apple Computer Incorporated and focused solely on computers. It was founded on April 1, 1976 by 2 college dropouts. They wanted to design computers small enough for consumers to have in their homes and offices. As the legend goes, the first Apple computers were made in the family's garage in Los Altos, California. Number 2, Hewlett-Packard. In 1939, 2 electrical engineering Stanford grads started their company in a 1-car, 12 by 18-foot garage in the back of a house they were renting. The company's first product was an audio oscillator, and Disney was their first customer, buying 8 of them to be used for surround sound in the first full-length film, Fantasia. Obviously, they grew out of that garage, which is now a California historical landmark that's been fully restored to its original 1939 form. Number 3, Amazon. In 1994, recently hired as the youngest New York hedge fund VP, Jeff Bezos quit his job and drove to Bellevue, Washington, where he rented a house and began developing software for what he believed was an untapped online retailing opportunity in the book industry. He spent a year programming the site, and then Amazon.com went live in July 1995. Only 2 years after its start, Amazon went public. Number 4, Google. In the mid-1990s, 2 men met at Stanford and decided to start a company. In 1998, they rented a 2,000 square foot Menlo Park garage. Within a year, Google outgrew the garage and moved to an office in Palo Alto with its 8 employees. In early 2020, Alphabet, which owns Google, became the 3rd American tech company, joining Apple and Microsoft. Number 5, the Walt Disney Company. Walt Disney started a cartoon studio in 1921, which failed, causing him to file bankruptcy. 2 years later, he was living in a 1-car garage that belonged to his uncle. He set up Disney Brothers Cartoon Studios, and the company filmed the Alice comedies, which would later inspire Disney version of Alice in Wonderland. A few months later, they moved into a bigger lot down the street from the uncle's house, which is where they signed a deal with Universal Studios to distribute the Alice comedies. The garage was located about 45 minutes from today's Disneyland Park in Anaheim, California. Number 6, Mattel. Mattel's founders started their business in a Southern California garage in 1945 to make picture frames. From their scraps, dollhouse furniture was created, then sold for a profit. This was the start of their toy manufacturing business, which first became famous by Barbie, who was invented in 1959. Of course, Barbie has been reinvented several times and is now a blockbuster hit. What will Barbie do next? And more importantly, where's the next would-be famous garage?